Tom, very well, if you'd like to come to the front, please, and we just say thank you very much for your service that you've given to Staffordshire Police and to the people in Stoke-on-Trent.
I joined this 12 years ago expecting to see the full 35. Like most people who join this job, they expect to see it out, but so much has changed and it's just not the same anymore. So I've looked elsewhere and taken the big step and I'm off.
Well done, Tom. By the way, nobody else can go.
I think we've just been destroyed.
There's not enough of us to cope with the demand.
Has there ever been a better time to be a criminal?
I think people have lost faith in the police. I do.
You just give up. Why should we report a crime? Nothing happens.
Everybody knew about Stoke-on-Trent, whereas nowadays we're like a little forgotten city.
We get the first call from people who are really, really suffering and people who are really, really struggling. People are more angry.
Have a good day.
People are now at breaking point.
Here, it's like a no-go zone.
Oh, my You don't deserve to die. You have got a choice.
If I've got half the police officers that I had 10 years ago to police the same area, something's got to give.
Come to Staffordshire. Come meet your local friendly police officers.
It's clearly going to be a case of two sides to every story.
Staffordshire Police emergency.
Stabbing. He's a stabbing.
Okay, who's been stabbed?
A man, an innocent man who's done nothing.
Between who? What's going on?
A gang of youths. He's terrorising them every night, Doug. If you can send assistance, quick.
We've got officers coming out as an emergency response.
He's done nothing at all. He's just moved on to the estate with his family. He's done nothing at all. He's an innocent man. And they've gone running down tonight, kicking his door, and he's come out, and they've also tried to smash his kneecaps in with an ounce brick as well. I was speaking to the man earlier. He knew something was going to happen.
Listen, just look at them. Look at them, please.
They're not injured, though, are they?
No, they're not.
Okay, good.
Do you think they're not injured? What about the heart? They haven't been stabbed.
The injured party, he hasn't been stabbed, but he has been assaulted with weapons and bricks.
When you say you're from Stoke-on-Trent, the first thing on people's minds isn't, wow, they make beautiful pottery in Stoke-on-Trent. I think the first thing people think is, it's a bit rough there.
I was had issues with gangs before. They was painting on doors, they was smash other car of mine and the other car of mine, and now the new car I just got.
So you've had 20 lads come and throw bricks and smash all the windows. Were they saying anything as they were doing
I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you.
Do they know who you are?
No.
You go to any street corner in Stoke-on-Trent and there'll be anything from 5 to 35 youths hanging around. And you've got no idea why they would be so angry at you?
Yeah, I have an idea, because I tried to catch one of them when they set up fire on the co-op, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, the co-op shop?
Yeah, I keep reporting for police, they doesn't do nothing.
So you were just being a good citizen, just trying to stop them from, and this is what's happened.
How old are these lads? They're teenagers?
15 teenagers, right?
If we can kind of sort out some kind of alternative accommodation tonight, would you be open to that?
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Right, I'm going to go make a couple of phone calls. I'm only going to be outside, all right?
When I see them try to burn the co-op and try to blow up the whole estate, right? And I report it to the police and I try to catch them, right? Because I see them persons, who they are. I see them ganging up at co-op. I called police several times. I don't know how many times. We told them, send out someone because they're going to come down to us.
They've smashed
all his car.
Yeah.
They smashed his front window and all his front door. He's got 4 kids in there, aged between 3 and 9 years old, that have all just been there when it's happened.
His car's now insecure, the house is now insecure, and they are saying that there is massive numbers, 20 plus, which may explain the level of violence, because mob mentality, they all start getting excited and all have a go, and then there's so many of them, they all sort of almost felt invincible, so they've carried on.
We were completely aware that 200 metres up the street where these shops are, that there were a group of 20-odd lads hanging around. So you haven't got to be a genius to work out that the chances are that the group that are watching us down here are the same group that have just totally obliterated this lovely family's house.
You've got 4 kids in there, aged between 3 and 8 years old, and they've all just had to see that. It's glass everywhere, inside, outside. Not anything that anyone should have to see, never mind 4 young children.
What can we do? Realistically, can I nick 20 teenage lads? I can't do it. I haven't got the manpower to do it. I haven't got the transport to do it. I haven't got the accommodation in custody to do it. My priority's got to be, there's a husband and wife and children that are just beside themselves with distress, that my priority's got to be helping them.
I've literally just walked in as probably minutes after it's all happened, and there's obviously a lot of upset and mum's upstairs like calming the kids down.
When there's a huge gang of them, they become quite an intimidating, powerful force, unfortunately.
It sounds to me like these kids are getting away with it in front of everyone.
Yes, yeah. But back in the day, 10 years ago, we would have had 5 times the amount of police officers to do it, so that area would have been flooded with cops. There would have been 5, 6 double-crewed units that could have come in from all angles. It just would have been a show of strength. It would have been, you think you're taking over this area, but actually there's many more of us than there is of you, so we take control of this area, not you. That's just not an option for us anymore. Now, they stand there watching, knowing that what you're going to do.
Hello. Are the children okay?
Yeah, they're all right,
They're
sweetheart.
on holiday, aren't they?
Yeah.
In a hotel as well.
Hopefully they're gonna think like this. But I really appreciate all the helps.
You're so
you guys
welcome.
give it to us.
You're so welcome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Take care.
See you, kids.
The job as a police officer's changed massively in the 16 years that I've been serving.
Oh, you had a wee yet?
Pardon?
You had a wee yet?
Just before we left, actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, yeah.
That's one more wee than I've had.
There are a lot more officers going off with stress nowadays.
No breaks.
No breaks.
No food.
No food.
Apart from a manky tin of tuna that I've just eaten sat here.
But you've just got to get over it, because ultimately you're on to the next job. You've got to hit the ground running. Because there's times when we have quite a number of 999 jobs unresourced, and then we're dealing with the aftermath of the problems.
Yeah, OK, we'll do that.
We get a hell of a lot of grief from the public for sort of response times. There's times when we're turning up 3 days later.
I think you were nice about it, but you're not, you're just twats.
Have a good day.
But the mentality of police officers will make do with what we've got.
Mike's forgot his lasso.
There's no way around it. You've got to deal with what's in front of you.
Check that location over.
In the middle of a bush, just running by the A50.
Being on the response.
Get out, leave what's there and get out.
We are jack of all trades, master of none.
I don't think I've ever seen a hedgehog like in real life.
I'm a social worker,
He wants help, yeah. He helps there.
nurse, financial advisor, relationship expert. It's a lot.
And I suppose there's only so much that people can take.
He does love them cars. A bit OCD Lancers. He likes them to be a certain way, which is right, you know, because they're our office for the day, aren't they? So
Anyone that says they don't love a pursuit is lying.
Bravo 15, 1013, vehicle failing to stop so far. What street are we on, mate?
We are Fletcher Road, Stoke.
Yeah, traffic offence, was on his mobile, was turned around, and now he's failing to stop.
Your impression is, you know, from watching cop shows on the telly, that it's all exciting stuff, like the warrants, the car chases.
Yeah, still in this alleyway, running parallel with Fletcher Road at the moment. Speed 20.
All the Gucci stuff. That's what we all signed up to do.
No point in crying,
What are you crying for? Oh, you've just been driving and you're crying.
What were you putting in the passenger side of the car when we were following you? What's your bag, isn't it?
Ducky, you really need to stop crying. It's a bit pathetic.
So you're dealing drugs as well, are you? So you're under arrest for that, okay?
That's something off GTA.
We all make our choices in life, don't we?
But unfortunately, you don't have that time to be proactive. Our time is taken up with domestics and concern for safeties.
Mate, we're just here to check you're okay, that's all.
They're not quick jobs. The wait lists for mental health are huge.
Hi, Doc, it's the police. We just need to make sure you're okay. What have you cut your neck with? Razor, is it, or a knife?
Don't take it out, Ducky. Bear with me 1 second. People can be waiting months, not weeks, literally months. And in those months, they're having a crisis, so they ring the police because they don't know who else to ring. But then it can be scary when, in their moment of crisis, people go missing. High-risk missing people, it's not my favourite part of the job, to be honest, but unfortunately it's happening more and more. Told staff he intends to throw himself off a bridge at 17:30 as that's rush hour, but he hasn't indicated which bridge or area, and he also wants to shoot someone, but he's got no weapon.
Is his phone number on there?
Hello, how are you, Ducky? My name's Loz, I'm a police officer from Hanley. Where are you, Duck? Why? Because we want to make sure you're okay, don't we? People call me Loz. You don't deserve to die at all. You don't. You have got a choice. You have got a choice.
How much training do you get for that kind of thing?
We have no training for that kind of thing. We just have to pick it up, learn from others if you see somebody else doing it. He's hung up on me. He said that last week, Bobby's pulled him off a bridge. High-risk missing people, they take up a lot of resources.
This is the bridge he tried to jump off last time when he was talked down.
From your frontline response officers, neighbourhood officers, dog patrols.
Middleport Longport train station, whatever.
At the moment, we've got 3 double-crewed cars assigned to checking the bridges in the area, like ourselves, checking most probable locations for him, given his past history. The road noises, the sounds we didn't hear in the background says he's indoors or he's not next to a road somewhere. So we've got that doing that. We've got the dedicated missing persons officer looking at it. We've got the mental health triage officer. The duty inspector's tied up now at the moment looking at it as well, plus a negotiator. So just straight off really without having a look at the incident, there's 10 resources already committed to it. So
We need to locate him as soon as possible. He's saying 5 o'clock he's going to jump off the bridge.
What time was it now?
We're at 20 to 5.
So what they've done is they've done a cell site analysis of his mobile telephone where it was last located. It's given us a rough area to go on now, down towards the M6 junction 15. the telephone mast there. They're saying he's within this area, but that's some half an hour, 40 minutes ago now. He was in this area here, which is quite rural. He might be on foot, heading back towards the bridges we've already identified. So now they're trying to get the helicopter up. We've eliminated all the most likely search areas ourselves.
And what you have to think as well is, you know, jobs like that are so resource intensive, the demand is still coming in, the grade ones are still coming in.
We have been doing this now since 4 o'clock, so almost 3.5 hours.
If it's a genuine plea for help, we're the first people who actually want to get there and help those people, as you've seen today. Is he one of the genuine ones? Who knows? Is he wasting everyone's time?
Look at the map. The latest one, I think we do some door knocking. See what we can find. He's in a house somewhere.
It's a flat in this bottom left-hand corner here. I've been here before.
Yeah, 1-5. There's 4 of us here now, just moving forward to the address. If you want to stand by in reserve, just in case. Hey up.
Winnie.
It's try we step in and have a chat.
Yeah, cool.
Fantastic.
So that has taken, we were assigned to the job at 4 p.m. and it's now 9:15. So 4 hours, 45 minutes. At least we found him.
You okay?
Yeah.
It's, you know who this is?
This is a bit of a squeeze.
Loz.
You was lovely on the phone, you was nice on the phone.
Thank you.
I cut you off, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
I know, cut you off, I'm sorry.
You're not in any trouble with the police whatsoever. We're just here because, actually, everyone's been dead worried about you. Yeah? We've had loads of cop cars looking for you all afternoon, okay? All right? But now we're here now, we're going to get you some help.
What do you reckon?
Well, I'm glad you're alive, number one.
And it sounds like the triage nurse, the expert in this area, is coming out, so you can have a good chat with her, yeah?
Hope so. If you can help me.
We wouldn't be it, yeah. I promise you, we're doing our best to help you. Promise you that, buddy. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been looking for you afternoon, would
We
we?
want to go back on the bridge again, do you know what I mean?
I don't want you to.
That's all I've got left.
There's more.
I've got nothing left to give, no more. I had a good life. I had a good life.
Take the help. You've got a chance now to turn it around, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
Chuffed he's okay, but that is the end of my excitement or feelings towards him. Because yesterday we dealt with 4 of these incidents, playing a strategic game of hide and seek, and tomorrow there will be another 4 or 5. It is just, unfortunately, one of the demands placed upon police.
I tried my best just to be a man.
I'm from Stoke, born in Stoke, and I've always lived in Stoke. If I had to describe Stoke in 3 words, I'd say A up duck. People are really friendly, down to earth, salt of the earth people. Unfortunately, sometimes it's like a ghost town now, really. It's really derelict and it's really sad.
Dude, nice one. You downloaded Call of Duty yet? No. Had a couple of games of today. You got it? No. You have to be careful though, because otherwise, if I play it too much, I find myself getting distracted. Everybody knew about Stoke-on-Trent, whereas nowadays we're like a little forgotten city. And I think it's taking its toll on the community. As a police officer, I see it day in, day out.
Stoke voted for Brexit in quite a big way, didn't they?
Brexit. I couldn't care less if we were in Europe or out of Europe, as long as I'm a police officer, I'm not fussed.
With the Brexit situation ongoing, it will be a strain on the force without doubt. I think they're expecting quite a lot of trouble from it.
Okay, just in terms of the discussions around Brexit. Clearly, we're planning for worst case scenarios. Be absolutely clear, we don't get involved in the politics of this. We're not predicting worst case scenarios, but we are professionally, I think, obliged to plan for them. If we were to leave on a no-deal basis, policing wide has made its concerns to government and others clear about the loss of tools and powers that we have currently to work with, and we use those here in Staffordshire to keep people safe. And I think the general headline is we would find new ways of working which would be more expensive and slower. That's not you don't normally sell something on that basis, but I'm afraid that's where we find ourselves.
We've got taser up here. Basically, the role of the response officer is we're dealing with the immediate threat, the 999 calls that are coming in.
If you show aggression, we are going to use reasonable force.
Every incident is graded, whether we have a grade 1, a grade 2 or a grade 3.
Drop the item. Drop it. Are you videoing this, Keely? Are you videoing this, mate? Video it.
Staffordshire Police emergency.
You know, when somebody rings the 9s, a judgment will be made. And we will look at threat, we will look at imminence, we'll look at violence, we'll look at whether the offender is still there. All those things are happening, by the way, when the member of the public is speaking to us. We're doing all of that at the same time. And you're making a judgment. It's a professional judgment. People have the right to be protected and to be safe. And that's the priority. About 70 calls a day to Staffordshire Police relate to domestic abuse incidents.
She's having an altercation with her granddaughter, who's forced away into the house. Granddaughter screaming in the background.
Domestics are my bread and butter. 9 out of 10 jobs that I go to, every shift will be a domestic.
You have reached your destination.
That can range from horrendous abuse to the other end of the scale, petty squabbling between supposed grown-ups.
Oh, looks nice and calm now. What's been going on? Why am I here?
Because her or my dad owe me £190 for the vet bill that I paid because their dog attacked each other. So I took it to the vets on my account to thinking that they paid.
Yeah.
They've both fell out with me, now refusing to pay, so I've got £190.
Father's fell out with me.
Okay.
As I've opened the door, she's pushed past me. I've asked her to get out and I pushed her back and I couldn't hold her back and she's forced me in the house.
I feel like I work in a giant playground a lot of the time where I'm expected to sort out people's lives, people's problems, just because they don't know how to.
There's that much going on all the time.
My dog is
I can't go with you
my
anymore because I feel like I'm in the middle and I'm being told
I've
got this and I've got this and I don't mind being told what I've got to do. I'm 66 years old and I don't want to be told what I've got to do.
I mean, the simple answer would be stop lending each other money or getting each other on things on finance, wouldn't it? And do you have like some kind of bank card, a debit card that you can make payments online with? Because we can't keep coming, can we, every couple of weeks, just when everyone has a bit of a Barney? So if we leave now, then, you can sort that out and no call back for us?
No.
We're not going back in there, no arguing. I'm happy with that. All right, then, take care. This is life for these guys. This is the complete norm.
That's the colour of my room where I...
If you or I were to have the police turn up to our house because of an argument, I think ultimately we'd be mortified. We'd think we'd wasted people's time. It would be an embarrassment.
Nothing to read, nothing to say.
We are nothing more than parents now.
The parents and the parents.
Yeah.
Because they haven't got the skills to do it themselves.
I will sit right down, waiting for the gift of sound and vision.
From a young age, I knew that I wanted to be a police officer, probably from 6 years old, I'd say.
Waiting for the gift of sound and vision.
Went from wanting to be a princess to wanting to be a police officer. There was no middle ground. There was no never wanting to be a vet or a teacher.
Hi, you all right?
How was it?
Arrested somebody who threw a signpost at a taxi. He was really drunk, and then the taxi refused to take him.
As a young cop, I thought I was going to change the world.
So, dented and scratched. No, why would he dead?
Probably would have worked for free back then if you'd asked me. But if my daughter told me that she wanted to join the police,
I can't deal with it.
I would do everything within my power to dissuade that.
My husband's got drunk now, he's trying to punch the walls. So...
Do you think they should call the police for things like that?
No.
You think the police should go to the playground when you're falling out with your friends?
No.
In fact, your arguments with your friends are probably a bit more grown up than some of the things that I have to deal with.
Domestics are a real difficult area. Very, very high volume of day-to-day incidents, and the vast majority don't require a warrant of police attendance. But some of them really, really take you by surprise.
Staffordshire Police. Hi, can you have the police sent to me house, please? My dad thought he was strangled my mum.
And you come away and you think, yeah, we do need to be going to these, no matter what my preconceived ideas are.
Let me just get some help arranged. It's not the first time he's done it either. He threatened to kill her. You've witnessed all of this? Yeah, he tried to do to me.
So I pushed him out the way and I got him holding me by the throat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's not the first time I've been grabbed by the throat by him. He normally does it at night when they're all in bed. My little boy, my 13-year-old, scared shit of him.
See your brother possible to make any bells with description like that?
Crime is changing. Our nature of our work is changing rapidly.
Then she just attacked me.
Right. So what's she done this with?
Her hands.
Okay, lift your hands up, lift your neck up.
And I always say to officers, at the centre of all this, there's a victim.
Right, the issue we've got is that he's there covered in blood with all his neck bleeding.
I've caught him with my fingernails.
Yes, we will prosecute people for domestic violence, but it's not just around the prosecution side, it's also 50% around the helping of the victim.
So, are you guys got somewhere then? Can you remove yourself from this property?
I've got nowhere to go. I've been ringing round all morning.
There's a victim of domestic violence there, be it male or female, that suffered multiple times at the hands of their partner, who they should trust and their nearest and dearest.
He's a strong-handed man, so God knows what he can do to children that are smaller than him.
And how can we then further onward support them so they don't fall into this again?
As easy as to say, it's time to go. It is time to go because you will be able to build again, but not here, not now. It's not working. One of you is volatile, or maybe you both are together. I don't know.
And I'd probably say that in the past, maybe the police hasn't dealt with domestic violence as it should have done.
In the 80s, we still saw domestic violence as an issue primarily between a man and his wife, and it was private, and we didn't get involved.
Historically, I would go to an incident and somebody would say, my wife hadn't cooked the chips properly, I've given her a quick backhander, go speak to my wife. Speak to the wife, she says, I don't want to do anything about it. They would sign your pocketbook and you would leave. Sometimes leave with a real bad feeling in your stomach, thinking, that hasn't happened before, and it most surely will happen again.
I look back now with a sense of shame, actually, that as a service, that's what we did.
And you know, statistics come out to say that a person will suffer domestic violence 32 times before they even make a phone call to the police. So we've educated ourselves massively.
I'll do a dial form. Basically, dial forms are risk assessment of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll ask you a few questions. Dependent upon your answers, it'll grade us.
We've brought in some quite good fail-safe methods now.
Is he jealous or controlling over you?
Yeah.
Okay, in what way?
In every way you can imagine. He'd literally get jealous if I went out and see a girlfriend. I don't go out. I don't go out at all. I stopped going out with my friends about 6 years ago.
Has he got access to any weapons?
He has got a metal baseball bat in the garage that the last time we argued, when I left last time, that he put to my face on the door, but he didn't hit me with it.
Has he ever made any threats to kill you or your family?
Yeah, he said it like in an argument, yeah.
Okay, and do you believe those threats to be real?
Yeah.
Have the children ever witnessed anything?
Yeah, he witnessed me assault the other day.
Has he ever tried to choke you, strangle you, drown you, or has he ever put his hands around your neck?
Strangled me previous.
That caused you to struggle for breath at that point?
Yes, and he did with fingerprints.
Okay.
All the information that I put on here now, okay, will get shared with social services, okay? What I'll do, I'll synchronise my device, it'll go off, and I'll give you a bell, let you know what the plan is. As soon as there's certain boxes that have been ticked, alarm bells start ringing in your head. You know what I mean? So the risk assessment form for us just sort of clarifies the situation. The dial has come back as a score of 13, which is at the top end of a medium risk. We can go to a simple domestic where they've just had an argument in the street, and next you know she's telling us that she's been choked in the past, he follows her, he causes issues with the children. We have to get to the bottom of the problems before they've escalated too much. I've been to domestic where there was a lady who was stabbed 17 times in the back, and the only reason she survived was because it was the middle of winter. She had radiators turned on full, and she'd fallen with her back against the radiator, and the burns had sort of almost sealed the wounds, and that was the only reason she survived.
I've gone down as family domestic, got limited information. Would you assist us please with a grade 1 just opposite Litchfield Street to Hanley? We've got 2 outstanding domestic grade 1.
You can't put too big a value on outside pressures in relation to domestic incidents. So when I'm talking about the main causes of it, I would say financial pressure, alcohol, drugs. When people haven't got work, when people don't feel good about themselves.
Strange things are happening.
Hello, it's the police.
Then that will manifest itself back into the home.
Up above my head.
Not everyone is optimistic about the future, I suppose. There's a lot of uncertainty at the moment. I mean, with people's income, with social housing, with help, with services, everything is uncertain at the moment.
We've seen the fractures in society over the last few years. We've seen fractures open up in families over the last few years because of the political context we're living in. You've got a community that's insular. You've got a community that lashes out. And I think if you put on top of that a community that is fearful because it thinks its local police service is letting it down, from that comes, you know, a whole other raft of problems.
Rich, how are you, pal?
All right, thank you.
Still hanging on, mate? We are sorting dates out, pal, I promise you. Yeah, and you're CMP here, aren't you?
Yeah.
November.
November?
Likely be, yeah.
2020.
So are you leaving Response, Rich?
I'm going to become a traffic cop, yeah. The Central Motorway Police Group.
Afternoon, everybody. So, what's burning away at yourselves? What issues would you wish to raise?
We've been losing people left, right and centre and no one new's coming through the door.
Okay.
This is a big turnout for our shift and it's not enough.
Yeah, okay. So, when you say not enough, I hear what you say, I understand that. I don't pull no punches in relation to it.
People are quite regularly now leaving Response. Experienced officers are now looking at what we're doing and thinking, this isn't the job I joined, and I'm not enjoying coming to work.
The problem in relation to siege mentality and trying to deal with things at the quickest time that we possibly can is that we stop doing quality.
And I think the day that you don't enjoy coming to work, every day becomes a bit of purgatory because it's a very, very pressured job.
So in answer to your question, it's probably not going to get any better.
You can't manage an organisation on people just waiting to leave as soon as they can.
There's a number of you that have secured jobs elsewhere, but you've seen for yourself and you've just called it out. I need to have a safe number of officers that we put out on patrol.
Now, this used to be our office. So this used to be the Northern Command Cadre Inspector's office. So we all used to have our own hooks. You can actually see that was mine there on the wall. Nobody else thought that they needed to write their name. I was clearly a bit protective about my peg. On here, every inspector would have their own sticker, and they just move them slowly but surely up the spine there, with the sunshine being 30 years when you retired. And then when they changed the pensions a few years ago, we decided that that was now the level where you retire, right up at the top by the roof. You look at outside things that have happened in relation to the pensions that have recently been changed over the last few years, and the disenfranchisement that causes. Those kind of things affect a happy workforce. Once you all of a sudden start feeling that you've been dealt a really bad hand during your employment, you come to work with a slightly different mindset.
Don't worry about it. Keep calm. Okay, we're here to help you now. All right. We'll get you gone. We'll get you out the house. You can stay with your brother for the night and chill out. Right. What we're going to do? We're going to take him to his brother's house.
Where? To his dad's?
No, to his brother's in Fenton.
Oh, okay, so we don't even know his fucking dad has.
You can't be complacent about retaining good staff. You want to keep the people who are really good at their job. You want them to be here doing the job they want to do, because that's how you deliver the best service you can for the public. But I've also got to be alert to that. People have to make a choice.
I think the CMPG suits you down to the ground. You're not going to be chasing around from job to job.
Yeah, mate, I can't wait now. I just want to be gone. I've had enough waiting. And obviously I see more of the kids, because they're going to be, I'll see them every other 3 days, as opposed to 6 at the minute.
You're going to miss him, Clarky?
Not at all. No way.
You will. I guarantee you, I give him 12 months before he puts his application in to join me.
Give us a shout when you're free. I've got a grade 1 domestic on Ford Green Road.
To be fair, a lot of the colleagues, they do, after my level of service, they are getting fed up of it. They are getting fed up with the domestics all the time, and there's the times when you feel like you're sort of banging your head up against a brick wall. I have been desperately looking forward to sort of leaving Response and moving over to the motorway. I think mainly because we don't get the opportunity to be as proactive as I'd like anymore.
Wait, whose car's this? What's your name?
I like stopping cars, I like stopping people.
Well, you travel all the way from Wigan to visit a girl from Stoke? Are you mad?
I like finding out what people are up to.
I just took him off a fucking disused bike.
It's a disused bike now because you've just nicked the wheels off it.
No, I know. I've had them took off me, fair dues.
I don't want to be constantly sent to jobs by the radio. I want to find the jobs myself, the ones that get the adrenaline pumping.
Having trouble getting logged on again?
Yeah, still preparing the desktop, the dreaded circle. This is only the 3rd attempt to try and get it logged on, so not doing too bad just yet.
Sweetheart, just finish your breakfast, please, okay? And you, Alex, because we're gonna be late from school.
What time is it?
7:50.
We smashed the window in the house.
They said they know them by names, right? But they're too young to be prosecuted. And actually what Sergeant Bentley said to me, he said, they can lock them up for a night, but it's gonna make it worse. the whole situation. So what's gonna happen if they get locked up for a night? Yeah, they're gonna come after you, definitely. They're gonna come after you.
So, do you think your house was attacked because you're not from Stoke?
Yes, that's the one reason. And the other reason, Sergeant Bentley told me in the estate where I'm living, I was the only person who's called cops. They was try to take revenge on this. The racism is being put into us when we was young, when we was children, and we keep carrying this. Only difference between me and you, how you act.
I've moved over 100 police officers into neighbourhood teams to prevent these things happening. And their job is to get into those communities, help them and prevent crime. And that means you don't need as many people responding. But you've got to hold your nerve, because that investment takes time. Early intervention, crime prevention takes time.
Back November Delta 37, welfare check.
Someone stood on those to pay for them, then urinated on them.
He is pissed on a number of products, really.
He's returned, tried to punch the shop owner.
No CCTV, but we've recorded it on a mobile phone. It's a grade 1. Sounds like he's under the influence of something, I'd imagine. If he's been in and urinated on goods, I've never come across that before.
What are you expecting here, Ben?
Probably a fight with this bloke. I'd imagine if he's swinging at blokes and peeing over things, then he's not going to welcome our arrival. But we'll see. You never know. Did you say someone's recorded it on a phone?
Basically, he was coming to buy a fax, and he hasn't got any money on his account.
Leave it. So many pissing.
That's disgusting.
Go on, you fucking malt. Go on, what have you got? What have you got? What have you got?
Go outside.
You fucking illegal immigrant.
Racially aggravated.
Yeah. You fucking illegal immigrant.
Okay, go.
We'll go do an area search for him now. I'd rather get hold of him now. Disgusting. Horrible. That's absolutely disgusting behaviour.
Yeah, I've got yourself.
Here he is.
Right, off. Go.
Come here, sunshine.
Pardon?
Come here.
What for?
Because you've just weed all over the stuff in that shop and you've damaged it.
I've just come out of the Albion. I've just come out of the Albion.
We've got you on camera. Take a seat.
You're arresting me for fuck all.
You got anything on you shouldn't have?
No.
Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got cocaine, crack, everything.
Sound. We'll go toff you. We'll do a strip search then in custody.
Yeah, you will do a strip search, won't you?
I won't personally do it, but we'll have one done, yeah.
Stop it now. Stop what? You're pulling, you're wrapping the handcuffs round your wrist in order to put your mark. I know what you're doing.
Come on, mate. Let's go. Daniel, I thought you were being polite.
Being polite? I'll give you them fucking polite.
Come on. Oh no, it's me cringe.
We'll now go back to the shop. We'll need to obtain a statement, get an approximation of value of the stock. Right. I just need a value. It's going to be well over £100 worth.
You've cut your hands?
Yeah.
So you put the cigarettes down?
He tried
He tried to scratch you?
Yeah.
Like scratch
He's going
your
back.
nails?
He like trying to push me, give it me push. I'm saying stop. I give you cigarette, stop. He, after he taking out the piece, he give it the.
Did you realise he was peeing?
Yeah.
You
I say
realised?
stop.
Okay.
I say stop. Does I give you cigarette? Anything if you want. Ha ha ha. He's laughing. I ring in the church.
Okay.
Actually saying maybe he's not have money, maybe he's...
I understand that. You're a very kind person and that's why you're thinking like that. That's not good. Somebody can't come into your place of work, your business, racially abuse you, physically assault you and damage your property.
Yes.
You're at a loss now because of what he's done. Okay, I just need to take a picture of your injury if that's okay. Shall we get all our sweets and chocolates? Thank you.
Lovely guys, it's just disgusting behaviour all round actually.
Yeah, ideally sort of back him up.
The offender, because he's got no money in his account now and he wants some cigarettes, he thinks he can steal them because they weren't willing to just hand over them. He's become racist towards them, he's become aggressive and he's urinated all over the shop, which I think, as far as being absolutely abhorrent in your behaviour goes, it's pretty much the epitome of it, isn't it really? It was just bang out of order really, but I don't think it was racially motivated. But any kind of discrimination then would fall under hate crime. It can be dealt with more seriously then if it's a hate crime.
Can you download so I can have a look?
Because if there's people around that think it's acceptable to victimise people because of that, then they need to be dealt with a bit more robustly.
We do see an increase in hate crime. It just puts you on edge a bit, really. You see things on Facebook, on social media sites, etc. Do you want to allow these people into your country? And all this, and all Brexit, and all the political turmoil, and, we have some really good relationships that we've built up over time. And it's things like this which really put those relationships to a strain.
I've always had positive relationships with the police. There's good and bad in everything. There's good taxi drivers that will have great relationship with police, and then there's bad taxi drivers who always seem to be getting in trouble. When I was at high school, I remember being called a packie for the first time and thinking, oh, that's rare. And then now it's, kind of creeping back in. You can speak to other taxi drivers who'll probably concur with the sentiment that they don't feel comfortable driving to certain places. They don't feel comfortable driving there because even as recently as last year, there were kids throwing bricks at the taxis. What's stopping those children from doing it? Nothing, essentially. People are just unaware, so they act on impulse and perhaps instinct to think we're under threat, and therefore we have to act to protect our own. Did I think I'd have children where I'd have to worry about somebody calling them racial names or insulting their religion? No, I didn't.
With the current terror threat level at substantial, the risk to police personnel is still very real. We're going to have quite a few of these, I think, at the moment. Engaging in conduct in preparation for terrorist acts. There are concerns in relation to his state of mind. The group have made their anger towards the police clear, posting material online saying no blood on the knife and the dogs killed him for no reason. Of note, there's also been a report of graffiti in Cobridge in support of Usman Khan, and we're the dogs that have shot him last week, so clearly we're not the most popular in some communities at the moment. Travelling in half blues compromises your personal safety. So make sure we're not travelling to work quite overtly as police officers. Frightening.
Although I enjoy it, even I don't think we get paid enough to deal with what we deal with.
Just had 2 days doing my CMS refresher. We were told by the instructors there to kind of expect the next 12, 18 months of turmoil, really. I can get people would see the excitement of that, going through petrol bombs and, you know, dressing up in all your kit and all your helmets and charging down the street and stuff. And whilst that's what people see as the exciting side of the police, the reality is when it gets to the point that you've actually got to put on that kit, if you need to do that role, you're in a real shit situation there if you are realistically running through people throwing petrol bombs at you. And I don't think we're far away from, like, you know, when we had the riots a few years ago. I think that, like, what's happening with the country now, I think it's realistic. I think it could be happening, and I'm out of the mindset that I want to be part of that anymore.
I can't honestly tell you many times I've been scared since I've been in the police. But I will say, since the attack in London the other day, you start looking at these big things that are happening and they all start coming back to Stoke-on-Trent. I'm going into houses, knocking on doors, and you just go in, who knows what you're walking into there? And you can't really overthink it because you'd probably be too scared to come to work. The police!
Put some clothes on, son.
Oh, Duck, come on. Put some clothes on, please.
November Alpha 34 or 54 somewhere.
So far?
Talking Kyle saying he's looking at people outside trying to get into his house. 5 males who threatened to break every bone in his body.
Last time I came to this address was a very, very, very drunk man.
Been to this exact address before?
Yeah. I think he's only got one leg.
Now earlier, there was 8 boys at my door, knocking on my door, saying what? So I got in to answer the door. Where's Kyle?
Have you opened the door?
He did. I
You
didn't.
opened the door, Scott. And what did they say to you then, exactly?
They were looking for me.
It's really hard when you join the police because you want to help people. There used to be so many days where I'd go home thinking I've done something really good today.
Because he's just admitted Danny's cousin lives next door. Right upstairs next door.
Oh, who's Dan?
The one who he's been talking to, Chloe's fella.
Bloody hell, this is confusing. This gives me a headache.
Yeah, well, her cousin is upstairs.
I've got no patience anymore. Any patience that I had disappeared a long, long time ago. I would go to the ends of the world to help somebody that I thought needed my help.
You spoke to her, went ba 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 ba.
That doesn't make any sense.
Ba 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 ba.
Is that how you talk to people? I feel so sad. Are you going to lock this door when we go now? But it's totally the norm. I can go a day, 2 days, a week without dealing with an actual crime. All right then. Night.
Were you impressed with how quickly the council sort of found you the house?
Yeah, well, actually, they found the house in 2.5 weeks, and I really appreciate for it.
And how's the family? How are the children sort of taking it?
They're all right. They're just learning everything about life. They just don't know where they are. Why has it happened? We try to explain to them, but it's quite hard. What's gonna happen next? When we gotta move again? As I'm a father, I just gotta chin up and keep going. You know, I can't show my feelings to the kids because what they gonna think? What they gonna think if they see me afraid? What they gonna think? This is back garden.
How long do you see yourself living here?
Not so long, because we're leaving to Canada. Because we got family in Canada. There is a much safer place there. I made the decision. It's no good. This place is no good for kids. I don't think it's ever gonna be changed. Instead of in Canada, if you call police, you know, they will out in seconds. Don't get me wrong, not 2 police, not 2 coppers, plenty.
What's the news that you've had over the weekend, Frosty?
I had a text message from the staff's HR manager. Me move to CMPG's been authorised. I'll be gone. And I'll be a distant memory for Hanley.
Yeah, it's Frosty's last night tonight, last shift with us. That is right, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Frosty, can I just say congratulations for entering the most boring aspects of policing possible, that is connected to traffic. And we're all really, really keen on looking forward to seeing you again in about 3 months' time when you put on about 4 stone after all those motorway breakfasts. Good luck.
Yeah, all the best.
Cheers, thank you.
Yeah. I'm assuming you've got him something, or else this is not
We have.
This is just a bit of a goodbye, I think, from the sergeants. I think they're glad to get rid of me.
As your last response, shouldn't you go and deal with some shitty domestic when nobody makes complaints? It takes all fucking night to deal with it.
I've done that for the last 4 years. That's why I'm going.
For all its faults, I do love my job.
So this is very common behaviour.
It's the most rewarding thing I think you can do, but at the same time it can cost you other things.
When I joined the police, there was no way in a million years that you could have told me that I wouldn't stay doing this job until I was 52. My retirement age would have hit.
Woke up this morning, my little girl was gone.
Makes me horribly sad that this little 6-year-old girl that wanted to join the police, who then joined at 22. And I'm now, what should be halfway through my career, and I'm ready to go.
See you.
The day that I leave,
The police!
I will not be leaving that police station clapping, cheering, setting fire to my uniform. I'll break my heart.
Staffordshire Police are enrolling now for the front line of our emergency service.
I feel like the new girl at school a little bit. Don't really know what to expect just yet.
The people that genuinely need you, you don't get to them on time.
People are forming their own groups.
We realised something needed to be done.
It's sink or swim, really. It is. It's that kind of job.